welcome to our first NCCS Family Art Lesson. I'm Mrs. Rupp. I teach lower school and middle school art.
And I'm Nate Rupp. I teach all the upper school art classes.
And this is our son Andrew, who is in Mrs. Holbrook's kindergarten class.
This year, actually currently right now, my painting class is working on Impressionist paintings. And so I thought it'd be good for us to look into the artwork of the Impressionists and what they did so well, which was capture light and color in a fleeting moment. Today's lesson is inspired by Monet and the Impressionists. These guys went outside and painted outside. It's called Plein Air Painting. They were focused on looking at the ever-changing color and light, depending on the time of day, as well as the environment and weather conditions. Monet is very well known for painting his haystacks. In fact, if you look at these haystacks, you can see how he painted them over 30 times. And each one is completely different. So can you imagine painting the same thing over 30 times on purpose?
In the 1890s, Monet completed a series of the Rouen Cathedral, and in each picture he used different colors and values to create a unique feeling and capture light at different times of day. He also visited London from 1899 to 1901 and created a similar series of the Houses of Parliament.
Today's challenge is to go outside to the same spot at 3 different times throughout the day. And what you're going to do is you're going to photograph that spot, all right? So I would say maybe 4 to 6 hours spread apart. Go out in the morning, go out in the afternoon, go out mid-afternoon maybe, or even in the evening or at night. Try to find at least 4 to 6 hours of time where you can go out and photograph the same spot. What you'll see is pretty amazing. If you put your photos side by side, you'll see that the colors change, you'll see different textures, and it'll be pretty incredible to see exactly how the Impressionists saw and what they captured through their paintings.
And for my lower school kids, you guys could go and get one of your favorite toys out and set it up somewhere. I chose Pete the Cat, and Andrew, what did you choose? He chose George from Peppa Pig. That's one of his favorite stuffed animals. So you can pick out one of your favorites and take a picture of it at different times of day.
And you'll see how it changes. Even your animal will change. So amongst all this craziness going on, we still have an opportunity to go outside and enjoy God's amazing creation. The canvas is out there, God's canvas is out there, and it's ever changing, and the light is evident of that. It's great evidence of how God is always working, even in the smallest of ways.
That's right, and Psalms 19:1 says, "The heavens declare the glory of God, and the sky above proclaims his handiwork." So as you go outside and you're taking your pictures and setting up your objects, just take a moment to praise God for all that he's created.
And if you want to take this to another level, you can actually do a couple paintings here. And if you look at this here, at this little tutorial, you'll notice that the way I approach this is with watercolor. Now you don't have to use watercolor, you can use watered down acrylic or any paint media really. If you have temper paint or even the kids water soluble paint, anything will work. But what I recommend doing is doing a light wash of paint as the background. So for example, maybe you take a photograph early in the morning and there's a lot of blues in the scene. Then you use like the light blue for the background, and then maybe midday there's a lot of light. You can use maybe a light yellow, and then you might see other colors in your photographs. Use that as your background, and then what you can do is you can use pastel or other drawing media such as marker or colored pencil to add in some more details, as well as some value. And remember, value is the lightness and darkness of a color, and you'll notice that as the time goes by, you'll notice how the value changes. Not only the color, but the value of the color also changes. So the blues might get darker, the blues might get lighter. Now, you can ask my students this, and they'll agree that I always say to exaggerate your value, and which means if you see something that's dark, make it even darker in your drawing or painting. If you see something that's light, make it even lighter. In this case, I'm going to have you guys, I want to challenge you guys to make sure you're exaggerating the color. So if you see a little bit of yellow light in your photograph, make it really yellow. If you see a little bit of blue in that shadow or in that background, make it really blue. And then you guys can always add other colors on top. Okay? You'll get some really cool effects that way. Okay, so it's the end of the day. We did our 3 photos. I took mine in the morning, roughly around 10:30, and then maybe around 4:30, and then finally 7:30. almost closer to 8 actually, towards sunset. So what I did was, I chose baseballs, and I did a light yellow for the morning midday photo because there's a lot of light there, and then a neutral brown for the middle. The sun started to go down, so it wasn't nearly as intense in color, and then a shade of blue for the shadow when the sun was setting. And then I just did like a light watercolor wash for each of those, and then colored pencil on top for the background as well as the shadow on the ball and the cast shadow from the ball.
And I took my photos of Pete the cat at 10:30, 2:30, and 7:30, so about 5 hours apart each. And for my 10:30 picture, I used mostly warm colors like red, orange, and yellows. And then for my second photo, I used more neutral colors. And then my final picture in the evening, I used some cool colors and lots of cool blues. Andrew, what about you? What did you do for George?
I painted cool colors
Okay.
and my warm colors, and then realistic.
Realistic colors. Awesome.
Well, next week we have another fun, exciting lesson for you guys. Come back and see us then.
Yeah, I can't wait to show you.